Welcome back to MidPoint. I'm Rick Blackwell. The Fed finally breaks their silence, announcing interest rate hikes are to come sometime this year. Inflation is on the rise as the dollar gains traction, and more details into PayPal's credit conundrum may spell even more trouble than we thought. Now, the markets are closed and the money master is open for business. The editor of the Financial Intelligence Report, Jeff Yastine, joins us on MidPoint. Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, Rick.
Good to see it. Let's start with Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen's comments. She announced when the Fed begins raising rates, it's probably going to be a gradual process. What else do we learn from her speech today?
Yeah, she gave the speech. It was to a Chamber of Commerce group in Rhode Island in Providence. And the key part here is she said, if the economy improves as I expect, then it will, quote, be appropriate to start raising the federal funds rate. That's the short-term rate that the Fed controls at some point this year. A lot of us were expecting that this might be a big movement within, or create a big movement within the stock market, either up in a big way or down in a big way today. We really didn't see that. The market kind of sleptwalked through the whole thing. And all I can figure is that, number one, either Wall Street has factored this in somehow in some mysterious way, or that it's just that nobody's really caring at this point because you got a long holiday weekend ahead of us.
So no major surprises there. So what is the timeline, though, for raising these rates? You mentioned sometime this year. I'm hearing maybe early fall. What are you hearing right now?
Yeah, that's right. The early betting, let's say 6-8 months ago, was June, which now the betting is that if they're going to raise rates, it would be September. Keep in mind, there are some people who don't believe that the Fed will raise rates at all. They're just talking a good game because they know the economy cannot stand up to higher interest rates. But nonetheless, as we saw today, Janet Yellen is trying to send out as much warning as possible, and the market will take it from there.
All right. We also learned today the U.S. Consumer Price Index gained about 0.1% last month. Break down the numbers for us.
Yeah, you know, the key part to look at here was, as you said, that's the overall CPI, the overall Consumer Price Index. But the core rate, which excludes food and energy prices and the gains thereof, the core rate rose 0.3%, which was the highest since January of 2013. Some are saying that, hey, you know, that's very interesting. This is removing food and energy. So all the other things like what we pay to go to the doctor, healthcare costs went up quite a bit in this particular report. So there's some concern that perhaps this is showing that inflationary pressures are building within the economy, although granted it is just one small piece of data. You match that up with some other stuff regarding some higher wages that some workers are beginning to get, and you can see where the concerns about inflation come in at.
And Jeff, you've mentioned it, but let's put those numbers back up again on Wall Street. You mentioned it, very little trading today. It just seemed like it wasn't the big news that we thought from Janet Yellen to really change things too much, correct?
Exactly. And everybody who was manning a trading station today was certainly aware of the Janet Yellen thing. But ultimately, when the news came out, it just sort of fell with a thud, and there was not much reaction in that. And there wasn't much reaction at all in the Consumer Price Index report that came out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics today.
Jeff, about 20 seconds. PayPal has to pay $25 million after they settle a case involving its online credit plan. Could some of our viewers be getting some money back?
It's possible because the fines are like $25 million. They're going to return about $15 million, and then the actual fine is $10 million. PayPal's owned by eBay, so in terms of market impact, I don't see much. But certainly, if you're one of those people who had that buy this or pay for this later button for PayPal, you might have some money coming back.
And it's great. If you have PayPal, they just throw it right into the account, right? You don't have to worry about it. They even have the mechanism to give you the money back. All right, Jeff Yastine from Boca Raton, Florida. We appreciate all your comments. As always, have a great weekend. When we return, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul spoke against the Patriot Act for over 10 hours. Are we reaching an end to 9/11 era government surveillance? The Arena joins us to discuss this and more next on MidPoint.